Hey guys, what's up? This is Venkatesh Chaturvedi and welcome to the next video of my channel Get Be Schooled. Before we go ahead, please like, share and do not forget to subscribe to the channel. This particular video will cater to an important aspect of Indian School of Business. That's the application process itself. So we will be answering two major questions. How to access the application as well as what all different details are required to be filled in the application process. 12th of September is the round 1 admit deadline and therefore guys please hurry up, follow the link given in the description below to go to the ISB website and register now through the application. So let me just share my screen to show you that what are the various steps to access the application and then what all different details are required to be filled by you. Alright guys, so as you can see on the screen, this is the ISB website, the Indian School of Business की website है. On this website, you can see on the top there are these menus: about ISB, study at ISB, executive education, faculty and research. Quickly go on to the study at ISB and click on the PGP program, that is PGP in management, right? Click on that. You will redirect to a new page which caters to the postgraduate program in management. Therein you can see the next deadline as stated here is the 12th of September. So the last date to fill your application for the first round of the admission is 12th of September. Do not worry guys, if you haven't given your GMAT or you are planning to apply later, there will be another round which will be opening up in a few months time. So it's not like this is the last deadline, this is just the round 1. This is the first deadline for the round 1. Alright. So you can simply go and click on start application. Before going there, I would highly recommend you to click on the download brochure and get the brochure for the PGP program so that you are well aware about everything before applying. As soon as you click on start application, right, you will have to log into this particular portal, right? There will be a pgpapp.isb.edu which will be opening up, wherein you'll have to register new. When you register new, right, जैसे ही आप नए register करते हो, what happens is you are directed to this particular page, wherein it states, right, that applicants completing less than 24 months of full-time work experience by March 31st can apply through another option which is the early entry option for a deferred admission. What is this? Please do not get confused. The normal process requires you to have at least 24 months of experience, right? But there's an EEO or an early entry option for the people who have not yet finished that particular 2 years of work experience. They can apply now. There will be a separate process for them and they will get a deferred admission for the next year batch. Alright, this particular video is catering to the application process of the normal PGP application route, not the early entry option, neither the YLPs or the young leader program. Those would be handled separately in a separate video. Alright, so as soon as you are on this page, it will ask you whether you are first time applicant or have you applied previously through any of the routes, either normal PGP program or the early entry option or the YLP. Accordingly, you can choose and submit. As soon as you do that, you will be asked to fill your basic demographic details: name, age, mobile phone number, country of citizenship, your address, your whether you have completed your undergraduate or not, how many work experience years do you have, and stuff like that, right? So these are basics, demographic data as well as some survey questions. You can simply, read them and fill them up in not more than 5 minutes. 5 minutes में आपका ये हो जाएगा, and you can click on submit. As soon as you click on submit, you will get a particular email on your registered email. So whichever email address you give here, right, you will basically get an email on that will be having your username and password. With that username and password, then you can log in to find your admission form. All right. So as I was telling you, You need to register first, sign up first before signing in or logging in, right? So on the main website, you can, after registering and getting that email with your username and password, go on to put your email address and your password as stated and log in on this particular portal. As soon as you log in, there are extensive application sections. There are a lot of sections that needs to be filled up. Let's go through them one by one in a very slow manner so that everyone can understand what all aspects are there. The first one is your application details, which will basically ask you questions like, are you an reapplicant, right? Where did you hear about ISB first, right? What is the current location, state, city, and so on and so forth, right? You can save, you can reset the application details, and or even you can come back later. All right, after that you can go and see your personal details section, wherein you can edit some of the details, such as the passport number which will be entered. Remember guys, passport is very very important for applying to GMAT as well as for ISB. Place of birth, gender, date of birth, so a lot of demographic details are there. Subsequently, you will be asked to fill your contact details, email address, phone number, residential, official phone number, whatever you have, you can fill that up. And would also require your parents' details, right, in terms of both father and mother, and even your spouse if you're married, right. After that comes a very important portion, which is your GMAT score, right. Here you can or your GRE score. So I'm sure you guys know that GMAT and GRE are both accepted by ISB as your test scores. So it's not just GMAT, which generally is the most preferred test score which is submitted. Even with GRE score, you can apply to ISB PGP program. So either you can choose the GMAT option and fill the details, such as when did you take the test, what was your GMAT appointment number, what was the GMAT ID, email address used, and your scores in verbal, quant, analytical writing, IR section, and the total scores, right? So this is very 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 important section, because this is gonna be one of the very important metrics used by the admission committee to shortlist your application. Or you can use the GRE option. Again, similar details from the GRE can also be filled, right? So this is how you can fill your test scores. After that, you have the education details, where you will be asked to fill your class 10th, class 12th, undergraduate degree programs, and if you have any other additional degrees, you can write about that as well, right? You can click on add and edit and fill all of that particular detail as shown on the screen here. You'll be asked to fill the name of the institution, when did you attend it, what was your percentage or your CGPA, right? Was there any gap in the education, and details like that. After filling all these educational details, 10th, 12th, graduation, right, you will be asked to fill your employment details, wherein you will be asked to fill your organization, what designation you were there in, from what date till what date you were there, and subsequent details about what your role and responsibility was. So you can see there are a lot of options here again, right? Whether you were full-time employee, whether you were part-time employee, whether it was a CA articleship, so all these options can be filled, right? And job responsibilities, please be very very vigilant in filling these details up, right? Because these are going to be read by the admission committee, and if you make mistakes here, if you are not writing it in a very impressive manner, they might not shortlist your application, right? Certain initiatives and achievements will also be asked, so just fill them up as per your job role and requirement. All right, so this was the employment details. Subsequent to that comes a very important section, which includes your extracurricular activities and various awards that you have won. So there's a section of awards and activities, right? Please note that each of these details of award can only have maximum 100 characters. So I would suggest you to write them separately first in Word, and then type it out here. All right. Similarly, the word limit for extracurricular participation and activities, each of these text boxes just 50 characters. So please be very vigilant in what you enter here and how well you are able to express it, right? So this apart from that, there is a hobbies section where you can write up to 3 hobbies, right? 200 characters is the maximum they allow to put in this particular text box. After filling that comes the essay portion. There are generally 2 essays if you are so there are 2 essays minimum which is to be written, right? We'll just go through them, what are the topics of essays for the round 1 admission this year. But apart from that, if you're reapplicant, they ask you a 3rd essay wherein you have to explain that how your profile has improved from the last application. So please be very vigilant about that if you're a reapplicant, if you're applying again. The essay 1 topic this year is describe with examples the most important personality quality that you possess, which significantly enhances your prospects of being successful as a leader. Alright? 400 words is the maximum limit. Be very be very iterative in your approach here. What I mean by iterative is that write it once, recheck it, get it vetted by experts, get it vetted by some ISB alums, right? That will hone your skill as an essay writer personally by getting it iteratively re-evaluate, as well as your overall essay will become better, right? So this is the first essay, 400 words is the word limit, and then the second essay is again to be written in 400 words. That is, what are your short-term and long-term career goals? How will the postgraduate program assist you in achieving your goals at ISB? Right? So very standard questions. One is about leadership, one is about your goals, right? Think it through, do not hurry into writing these answers, structure it well and then come up with a very solid answer to these questions. After that, there's a section of evaluation. Just one evaluator has to be submitted here. So what you need to do is you need to just add the details of the person, right? The first name, last name, organization, email address, mobile number, who would be basically giving you recommendation. So an email would be sent by ISB to them as soon as you enter the details here, asking them to evaluate your yourself on various parameters. So that is what this particular section is about. After evaluation, you have the scholarship. So if you are seeking to apply for any scholarship, you can say yes, and then subsequently there will be a lot of scholarship options available, such as AT&T scholarship, Bridge to India tuition waiver, ISB ASEC tuition waiver, ISB need based waiver, PGP Max CO 2012 scholarship, Ramesh C Khanna Nature India scholarship. So you can apply for this scholarship, and subsequently if you get it, those will be declared after you get selected. These results come out. After this, there is a declaration wherein they'll ask you about your criminal and other history, and which you can just simply fill accordingly, and then you can go on to the uploading document page. Herein you are supposed to upload a lot of PDF or JPEG files, such as passport size color photograph, the first page and the last page of the valid passport, GMAT score report card or the GRE score report card as you might have filled. There's an option to submit even your IELTS or TOEFL score report, though it's not a mandate to fill this up. Class 10th, class 12th mark sheets, graduate degree mark sheet or the master's degree mark sheet are all to be submitted here. And in terms of your work experience, you'll be asked to fill some kind of a income proof, right? So that is what you need to fill here. Please go through all these upload instructions, right? Because it says that A4 size of upload is only allowed with 150 to 200 DPI PDF files, right? So please be very vigilant in following these instructions, otherwise your application might create a red flag. Alright, after that you have the 12th step wherein you just sign a particular declaration giving a particular assurance that whatever you have written here is correct, right? And then you can simply submit the application by submitting a particular application fee, right? So that is how you completely fill this application. So go now, guys. If you haven't already started, it is high time. 10 days to the round 1 admit deadline. So hurry now, and if you have any questions and queries regarding the application process, put it in the comment section below. I'll be more than happy to help you. Join our Telegram group. The link of our Telegram group is also in the description below. Reach out to me. I'll be more than happy to assist and help you guys if you are facing any issues with respect to the ISB application. Thank you so much. Have a nice day, everyone.